All right, I just finished my design. I have repeated my design 4 different times to create a circle, which is what we call radial, and it's also what we call a mandala. I've noticed that I have a lot of empty space in here, so what I'm going to do is just kind of fill this space a little bit by creating a design of a triangle. And then maybe inside that triangle I'm going to make some kind of modern stripes. And what I do for one, I've got to make sure I do for all of them so that I have a continual pattern. And the last one, if you notice, I'm kind of doing 2 stripes and then skipping a larger space and doing 2 more. And that's just to make my stripes more interesting. And there we go. I'm really happy with my final design. So now I get to get out some markers and start working. I'm going to start with the brown and color in my boat. Rotate my paper. There I have a boat. Actually, while I was just coloring those boats, I realized I really kind of left the middle blank. I need to come up with something else that's meaningful that would look good there in the center. Something that kind of goes with my theme, I could create an X. If you've ever heard the expression X marks the spot, it's kind of talking about a pirate and how they go on a treasure hunt. And that kind of goes with my theme here of me liking to go on adventures and liking the water and scuba diving. So there we go. Here's my X marks the spot. There you go. You could even create like a little tiny circular design to go here in the middle. There we go. That kind of looks like a cross, which I am also in support of, so I like it. Now remember, your design is going to be totally and completely different from mine. These are things that are important to me, not things that are important to you. So now I've just got to be careful, slow down, and do a really great job at coloring so that I will have a project that has really good craftsmanship. Good luck! Alright, I've been working hard on my mandala and I'm almost done. Up here, remember how I talked about how in the corner I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? And so in each corner I did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I also noticed that even though I'm working with Sharpies and you're going to work with markers, I also have 3 shades of blue. So what I'm going to do is create even more pattern in my patterns. For example, I did 3 with a dark blue. I'm going to do 2 with this teal color. And then I'm going to switch to the light blue and do 2 more to make my 7. And there you go. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this and then I'll be done. Alright, this is the last day of our mandala project. I'm finished. My project has lots of details. It has lots of space that I've taken up. It works in a circle, which means it's radial. I have emphasis. I have unity, and I even have movement. I have all my elements and principles that I was looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it up. And this outside edge I'm going to cut off on the outside of my little line here. And now I'm going to take a white sheet of paper and I'm going to glue this directly in the center. Now, I'm going to do something a little different with mine. We've looked at quilts and we've looked at artwork and tile work from different parts of the world. And so I'm going to turn mine into kind of a different feel. So what I'm going to do is that line that I drew in the center, actually before I cut, I want to make sure I'm drawing on the light line. So I'm going to go with my pencil and draw along that creased line that I had. You can kind of refold it to help you determine where that line, where that cut should be. You always measure twice, cut once. That's what my dad always said. Because once you cut, you cannot always put it back. There we go. So now I have my line. I can easily cut through my beautiful mandala. Seeing my name here is reminding me that I need to make sure I write my name on this white sheet for my background. I'm going to cut that. There we go. So before I glue this down, I'm going to write my name. Table color, my class code, grade, teacher. All right. We want that on the back. And so now I have my shapes here that I can kind of play with. I can glue them in the shape of a mandala in a circle. I can glue them so that the corners point out so that my project looks like this. Excuse me. I could cut them or I could glue them so that they kind of make like two half circles. There are so many ways that you could glue them on this paper. The only requirement is they're not overlapping each other. You wouldn't want to just glue them like that because that does not work. They all need to be on the square and not overlapping each other. You can even do it like that, in which you have fourths and symmetry and they're all pointing the same direction. We're going to look at this project once they're all finished and once they're all put together, and you're going to be able to see that, for example, if your project looks like this and your neighbor's project looks like this, look at that. You've kind of created a different shape. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. Raise your hand if you have any questions and get to work.